Well, hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning and if you are new, welcome to you as well. This is 5 under 5 and we're doing patriotic DIYs, so let's get crafting. For DIY number 1, I got these craft sticks from my 99-cent store and I painted them with red, white, and blue. And here I am just laying them down as to how I wanted them to be assembled. And I'm laying them out like this. Now, this gave me a very warm time, difficult time to assemble, and I'm just showing you how the hard way to do it, and then I'll show you the easier way to do it. But once you lay them down with the tips touching each other in that format, now this is the easier way to do it. Make 2 sets of tools and then you assemble them. I used only the hot glue on these, but you can definitely use wood glue and hot glue. And then you interlock, just like you see me doing here, and then you put the last piece on top of that. And I did that for all 3. And once I had them glued and assembled, I used the clamps or the clips to keep them in place and left them to set up or to glue properly for maybe about 2 days, I believe. So now they're all done. I also took some jute cord and I wrapped around the ends, or where the joins were. I used a jute cord to wrap around, and this is exactly how I did it, like how I'm showing you here. And here I took the lighter and I'm just burning off the fuzzies just to make them look a little bit more finished. And then I placed them together like that. I got this welcome sign with a little truck from Dollar Tree, and I thought that this would look so nice on here, so I'm just gluing them together, red, white, and blue. And then I remove the truck from the sign and I'm going to glue the sign on top of that. I took a piece of foam and glued them on either side, just where the metal was touching the craft stick, and then glued that down. And then I flipped it over and just secured the ends a little bit more right where I tied the jute cord. Just trim them off and use some hot glue to hold them down. And then to further secure that, I took a piece of skewer, painted it black, and glued that on. This is a bunch of floral pick from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be cutting off some small pieces to make a swag. There I made the swag, glued that on, or tied it. I used floral wire to tie it on, and then just glue a little burlap bow right in the middle there. And this one is done. Now this is the 5 under 5 DIY challenge, hosted monthly by Missy from Crafty Cove DIY, Emily from Farm Charm Chic, and this month we have Marla as our guest host, and she is from the Chic Show. I will leave all these ladies' channels in the description box below, as well as the playlist. Make sure you go on by their channel and check them out and let them know I sent you, okay? Now we're on to DIY number 2. Now this is a sign of Valentine's decor piece that I had in my stash. I already used it, and now I'm using it for this DIY. So I removed the back, took off the paper like you saw me doing, and sanded it down with a sanding block. And sanded down the frame as well. And then I painted the frame with this Oops paint from the hardware store, and then took the Waverly Plaster chalk paint with a dry chippy brush, and I'm just dry brushing the inside piece. I did not want it too wet. I did not want to paint it completely, just dry brush it to change the surface just a little. Once that was done, this is a Patriotic transfer that I got from Dollar Tree, and I removed the word freedom, and I'm going to transfer that on. And then use a little Mod Podge to seal that. Then placed it back in the frame and secured it. That's the truck that came from the welcome sign that you saw in DIY number 1. And then I wanted to further embellish this. I found the word heroes and military, and I transferred those on. Now while I was doing this, the picture in my mind was this truck in a parade with our military heroes coming home. Alright, let's not get carried away too far, Christine. Now, because I didn't want the truck to lay too flat on the frame, I used 2 wooden beads, cut those in halves, and then glued them down, and then glued the truck on top of it. But you get the picture of what I'm trying to. We are welcoming home our military heroes in a grand parade, okay? And then I made a bow with some baker's twine and added 2 small beads at the end. The tail of the bow. Glue that to the corner. And that necklace from Dollar Tree, and these are stuff I had in my stash from last year. I cut one of the blue one and just glue that there. And the hanger on the frame, the hole was showing, so I took a star that I cut from another sign and glued that on top, and this one is done. For DIY number 3, I'm using this house from Dollar Tree and some of their acrylic white paint, and I'm just pouring that into this little bowl for easy access. And then before I paint it, I sanded down the house and gave that 2 coats. Well, before I did that too, I had to dust it off. And then for the inside, I used the Apple Barrel white acrylic paint, and I gave that 2 coats as well. This little vase I got from Woodpecker's Craft. I'm using it as a vase. I use the same acrylic paint and painted that. Here I am using some red Apple Barrel Crimson, and I'm just painting red lines. And I use the blue paint to paint blue lines, and then went over that with some Mod Podge. Here I'm using transfers again. I selected the word home. No, or we're welcoming our soldiers home. So in the first one we had welcome, this one we have home. And then once I transferred that on, I used a fan brush, applied some Mod Podge. Now these are from Dollar Tree again. I'm just snipping off small bunches because I'm going to be putting those in the little vase. Using more pick again, trimming them down to make sure that they can fit properly, and once they fit, I'm going to glue that in. Now you notice I did not put any paint on the base of the vase because I wanted it to hold properly. I'm using the baker's twine again just to form like a little garland right above the house. Glue down each side, and then for the middle I took another star and glue that there, and this one is done. Now we're on to DIY number 4. This is one of those bandanas, again from my stash from last year, and this sign is from the Shore Living collection. As you saw, I took off the top part and I'm only using this part. So I measured and traced out what I wanted from the fabric, and then I'm going to glue that on with the Mod Podge. Then once I glue that on, I use the heat press and the parchment paper to just seal everything. Now for the top part, I cut the star section off with a little piece of the red, or so the end can look finished, and then I line that up on top of the red, apply some Mod Podge. Now you can use regular glue for here. I just thought that the Mod Podge and the heat would hold the fabric neater and would give me a cleaner look. So that's why I use the Mod Podge. So once I seal that with the heat, I flipped it over and I'm now going to glue the ends down. I'm using my roller cutter to remove the excess, and I did the same thing on the ends here like I did for the front. And then at the back I took a piece of the baker's twine and made a little loop for hanging, and I'm going to cover this with brown paper. And you see me using the Mod Podge as adhesive here. It did work, or it did help. I also use some heat because I find that the heat press helps a lot with the adhesive. Now these are letters that I had in my stash. I shouldn't say I didn't. I contemplated whether I should paint them, stain them, and then I decided to just leave them natural. So I took some of the Eileen's tacky glue, glued those on, and for further embellishment, glued on 2 more stars, and that one is done. Now we're on to DIY number 5. This is wooden tags from Dollar Tree from my stash. Painted that both sides with the apple barrel acrylic paint. Dried it. And here I'm using some washi tape. I got this from Scraspire. So I'm going to make stripes, so I place them down evenly. I did not measure the distance, I just eyeballed it. And I think the distance is about 1/4 of an inch. I painted the top part blue and then went in with the red and I gave it 2 coats. I don't know if I showed it. Yes, I dried it. I wasn't sure I showed that part, but I dried it and then gave it another coat and dried again. And then I'm now removing the tape. I love this part. And here is my tag all done. Well, not quite. I took the white marker and I'm just giving little X's that will serve as stars. And dried that, set that aside. These are large wooden beads that I got from Woodpecker's Craft, and I'm going to be selecting 9 of them. And I painted them in these colors, red, white, and blue. And now I'm going to make a tassel because I'm making a garland. And I'm wrapping the jute around this tag as many times as I thought that I needed. You can do yours how many times you want. You can do more, you can do less, it doesn't matter. I just cut a piece of the jute, put it horizontally, and then wrap the others around the tag vertically. Once I was satisfied with the amount that I needed, I pulled it off and tied it. I'll just let you watch to see how I'm doing rather than me trying to narrate. If you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and some occasional Dollar Tree shopping hauls and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. And once I strung them red, white, blue, I'm now tying that to the tassel. And once I secure that to the end of the string, I'm going to feed the loose ends back up into the bead. And then just use a little glue to hold that in place, snip off the excess, and then just bring the others back over that. And for the other end, tied it onto the tag, added a wooden bead, didn't paint that one, a smaller bead, didn't paint it, and just tie that a few times. I took the lighter and I'm just finishing this, giving it a finish touch. And now it's done. And now we're here for the final reveal. Now here are my 5 patriotic DIYs for this video. Guys, let me know which one was your favorite. I think the wooden beaded garland is mine. There's something about those beads that I just love. I also love the flag. As a matter of fact, I love the little house as well. But that's just me. You guys let me know which one is your favorite. And don't forget the host channels in the description box below, as well as the playlist. And also to like and share and leave me a comment, because liking and sharing my video will let YouTube know that you are interested in the content, and so they'll push it out for more people like yourself to find. If you love budget-friendly content like these, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And stay safe, my friends, until next time. Bye!